Monday night, a couple people had mentioned that they would like to do more live check-ins, mental health type check-ins, see how everybody's doing check-ins. So I thought I would come on here for just a quick moment and say hey to everybody, see how everybody's doing, since part of the reason for this channel for me personally anyway was to kind of get to interact with people. So hopefully some of you are having a wonderful Sunday. And also we will certainly pull an energy card here for you guys as well. But I am enjoying my cup of tea. This is my little boy. I have a picture. That was his first communion. A picture anyway with my little boy. Our matching blondies here. But anyway, I'm drinking my Harney and Son hot cinnamon spice tea, which is my absolute favorite tea. So for any of you who are looking for tea recommendations, I absolutely love Harney and Son's hot cinnamon spice tea. It's my favorite tea in the whole wide world. Harney and Son teas are my very favorite for flavored teas, followed by Stash if you're looking for a tea suggestion. If you're looking for plain old, just a nice, strong black tea, you cannot beat Barry's tea. However, my mother is Irish. She's from Ireland. There is a Lions camp and a Berries camp. So if you are from an Irish family and you are part of that Berries Lions camp, let me know in the comments where you fall, because it is a highly debated dispute. I am Camp Berries, of course. It is strong and delicious, and it will put you on a good playing field there for a nice black tea. And if you like to double bag, I do oftentimes put Berries tea in with my flavored teas from Harney and Sons or Stash to give it that extra kick of caffeine and that extra kick of strength, because I like to double, triple, quadruple bag my teas. That's just how I am, but I do enjoy a cup of tea. So anyway, just wanted to check in with you. One of the things I did want to talk about today, since I do think tarot is so much related to our mental health, and a lot of us were looking for answers, right? A lot of us are going through a lot of things, right? A lot of our readings, right? They say we're exhausted, we're tired, we need a change. We're looking for what is the answer for our relationship problems, right? What's the answer to our work problems? What's the answer to why we don't feel like we're doing our best or living our best life, right? That's why we are here, right? If everything was going fantastic in our life, if we were living our absolute, supreme, perfect, best life, we were dream life, right? Perfection, we wouldn't need a tarot reading, right? We wouldn't be looking for something to tell us what to expect, what's better, what's going to happen, what's going to be good, right? The people who are coming to tarot readings most of the time, we want to know what to expect or what we can do, right, to help ourselves be better, right? What can we do to make our relationships better, our lives better, our our mental health better? If we're burning the candle at both ends, if we're exhausted, if work's not going our way, if our relationships aren't going our way. And I think a lot of times the mental health tie in tarot is kind of forgotten, right? We look at it as just an entertainment, and it is. It's very entertaining, and we look at it as, okay, well, maybe it resonates with us and maybe it doesn't. But I think if you really think about it, for any of us who are watching a tarot channel, we could share it with anybody, right? And it's going to resonate in some regard because everybody can stand to improve their life. And I think that's a really important thing. And so I wanted to kind of share my own experience here, because I've had a typically rough weekend for myself, actually, because I am going through a divorce, just to let everyone know, if you didn't know, if I hadn't mentioned that in one of my readings. And it's been ongoing for like almost 2 years now. And so I've been by myself. I have been single. I've been alone. I haven't dated. I haven't had anything but my 2 children. And so they are my life, my soul, my world. And my 8-year-old spends every weekend with me. Actually, my ex-husband doesn't have any custody or visitation for good reasons, but my older son loves to spend time with his grandparents every weekend. So he asks to go to my parents' house every weekend. He loves my father. He loves my father and mother. He just loves to spend time with them. And also they kind of let him stay up late and do whatever he wants and drink soda or Coke, as I call it, whatever you call it. I don't allow that much in my house. So he gets away with more. Let's just put it that way. So my older one gets away with more. My younger one stays with me. Well, this weekend he wanted to go with his brother because my mom had popsicles. And so snacks at grandma's was better than snacks at mom's this weekend. And I think for some reason it hit me really, really hard. It was the first weekend in probably a year that I was in my home by myself without my children at all. Not one of my children were here. I only have two, so neither of my children were here. So I felt very lonely for the first time, and I was pretty darn depressed. I have to say that. I didn't know and I kind of started really and truly visiting in my head some of my readings and some of what I say to people when I'm getting those readings that say, you need to level up yourself, or, there are things that you need to realize that, you have to release some of these things to receive, right? Because part of me was tempted to really and truly contact my ex, who is always still trying to talk to me, always still trying to, take me places, take me out, do things, this and that. But there's a very good reason we're divorced. Let's just put it that way. There's a very good reason he doesn't have any visitation with his children. There's a very good reason for these things. We'll just put it that way and leave it at that. So, because I don't want to speak, specifically ill of anybody specific, but we'll just say that there was a good reason not to contact him and revisit, or go on, extended time dates or situations with the ex-husband of, over a decade, the father of my children, right? So I just kind of stayed home, but I have to say, I was never so happy when my son, my 8-year-old, called me and said, I'm never leaving you again, Mommy, because even though it's okay at Grandma and Grandpa's, I miss you and the shows we watch and the things that we do at home, because I know it's sad to depend on an 8-year-old, right? Is that sad that that's my best friend? But that's kind of where I was, right? So I just wanted anybody out there who feels alone, who feels like they don't have somebody, or they are single, or they're lonely, or they're going through a hard time, or they're going through a divorce, or they're going through a separation. The tarot readings, they do offer some, some solace, some consolation that you're not alone, right? There are other people these resonate with, right? These things resonate with a whole lot of people for a reason, right? There's a zillion tarot channels. You don't have to watch mine. There's a zillion others. I appreciate it if you do. Thank you so, so much if you do. I love your comments. I love to hear from you. But the main factor is that you're not alone, right? There's so many other people who are going through similar things, and they're looking for answers, and they're looking for, how do we get through this? And what's a good way to get through this? And what should I be looking for? And what can I do to make, things go better or be easier? And how do I keep from doing the backslide, right? Because that's one of those things that for me personally, maybe that's a really easy one for you, right? Backslide's no question for you. Maybe your challenge is something totally different than mine, right? But mine is the backslide, right? Mine is the, hey, you were married over a decade to this person. You spent, way longer than that with this person, many, many more years than that with this person. You have 2 kids with this person. It's really easy to backslide into going out to see the movie with this person, having a date with this person, so you don't have to be alone, right? Because hey, Mama and Papa will have the kids this weekend and you don't want to be alone, right? But you know that that's not going to get you where you need to be, right? That's not going to help you. That is going to take you back on your journey, right? And again, that's something that I'm constantly seeing in my readings. I'm constantly seeing over and over, and I'm constantly hearing people say to me, that resonates with me, right? That resonates with me. I see that, I have that. That is the same situation I'm going through. I'm feeling that. And that gives me strength knowing that I'm not alone in that. And it also helped me in thinking, right? Like, okay, that reading popped up for a reason. Not only maybe because I was the one reading it, not only because maybe I saw somebody else say, hey, I'm going through this too, in my comments, maybe you wrote that comment, right? Hey, that resonated with me. And your comment gave me strength, right? Your comment alone saying, I'm going through that same thing. I'm alone too. I get lonely too. I am struggling with a breakup. I am struggling with a divorce. I am struggling with being on my own. My only friends are my kids. And, that kind of thing, it really does kind of unite us all. And we all kind of need that support. So I kind of wanted to just say, you're not alone. Tarot is actually here for you for that sometimes and can give you strength. But that I wanted to thank you all, anybody who does comment, anybody who does say, hey, I'm there with you. I feel that too. I have that same situation that resonates with me, because it gives me strength too, right? It gives me that same feeling that I'm not by myself, right? That, somebody else is going through this too, right? And they are getting from me, possibly, hopefully, in my reading where I say, hey, don't backtrack, right? That maybe when I'm saying it to you, I'm also hearing it for myself, and I'm giving us both some strength, giving us both some courage, right? Giving us both kind of that kick in the face that we need to say, no, we're not going to go back down that road, because doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is not going to work for us, right? And I keep seeing that in my readings, and I keep hearing that, and I keep seeing people saying to me, thanks, that resonated. That resonated. And for me, that is huge, right? That is huge, because it lets us know we are all in this together. It's not just, me, it's not just you. We're all part of this collective. So, if you're ever feeling like you're not, um, you know, you're not part of something, or you're not going through something, or just because something doesn't exactly resonate with you, it doesn't mean that it doesn't really apply to you, because it could apply to you just in a different way. Okay. So anyway, I did just want to check in with you, because I think mental health is really, really tied to tarot in a lot of ways, and I don't think people necessarily really think that through. A lot of times they look at it as, hey, what can I get an answer for? Or, hey, I just want to know what's up. Or, hey, it's fun to watch. And it is, and it's definitely great. And I watch a million other tarot readers all the time, just for my own entertainment, just for fun, just to find out what's going on, just to see what they say. Did their readings kind of come up similar to mine? Most of the time they are very similar, which in itself is kind of reassuring too. But again, it's also kind of that thing where, again, we all are a collective, right? And we're not alone, right? So the more that you kind of share, so if you know somebody who's struggling, right? And it doesn't have to be my channel, it could be somebody else's channel. But if you know somebody who's struggling, right? They're going through a hard time, lonely time, breakup, bad situation at work, any of that, share something like that with them. Just seeing that other people are going through it, just knowing that somebody else has got a little bit of advice there, that could be a huge difference, right? It can make a huge difference to somebody, because, like I said, just seeing a comment on mine saying, hey, I'm going through this too. Hey, that resonated with me. That helped me immensely. Okay. Like, honestly, because sometimes I'm just like, wow, I really need to just like give it up and go back to what I had and just forget it, because I'm never going to be able to move forward, and I'm never going to be able to have anything new, and I'm never going to. But you know what? I see over and over in readings that narcissistic abuse situation, that toxic situation, and that if you don't walk away from it, what the ending is, right? So going back to it, bad plan, right? I see it in my readings. I tell people that in my readings, but sometimes it's hard for me to even kind of internalize that, right? But when I know other people are feeling it, other people are going through it, other people are saying, hey, collectively, we get together, we can all kind of push through this together. We've got this, right? It makes a big difference. So, and I'm sorry, I'm not much on lives. I'm really kind of bad at this. So, I'm trying to read the little things. It says, you are right. Um, leave the good bad guy alone. Yeah, we want to leave the bad behind, because narcissistic bad guys, you keep going back to them. Anything that's bad for you, that's toxic, that you love for a reason, again, it's the same as in readings. The universe they give you those tower moments. They give you those clues. They give you those pushes. We see those death cards. We see those tower cards. They come down for a reason to tell you. That's the universe's way of saying, hey, this needed to be upset. The apple cart needed to be overturned, right? You needed to get out of that. You needed to release so that you could have that energetic exchange with somebody who's better for you, on a better level for you, right? And we know that, but sometimes that space between is a very difficult space. And especially for those of us who are extroverted introverts. Okay. So for me, I can be very extroverted one-on-one with somebody, but I'm not a person who's going to put on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt and head out to the club or the bar or a restaurant or whatever by myself. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not. It's never going to be that. So I'm waiting for somebody to fall on my couch. That's not going to happen. And I know that because I sit here and I see it in readings. And I say that to people. Do the work. Put in the work. If you are expecting somebody to fall out of the sky and land on your couch to be, your partner in life, you're dreaming, right? I see that. Okay? So that's the bottom line. So let's see. Oh my gosh, I am Megan. Let's see. You are with a narcissist while being a mother and trying to beat cancer. I will light a candle for you at Mass, first of all, praying for you. Second of all, you really need to break free of narcissists. And I know that's easier said than done. It is so hard. And I'm so sorry that you're going through that. And being a mother with that is even harder because they expect you to take care of them, have non-reactive abuse symptoms, okay, while also taking care of your kids and being stable all at the same time. And they give you no encouragement with what you're going through because it's all about them. So I completely understand how you're feeling. We can pull an energy card. What kind of card would you like? We can first pull an energy card here and see what kind of energy for the week hopefully you'll have, and see if that's something that would be helpful for you. Let's see what kind of energy for Megan. She's needing some positive energy, hopefully. But let's see what kind of energy we can get for her this week. Something good, please. Spirit, give us some good energy here. Or give us an energy vibe that she can know to work off of at least. Know what she might be facing. That's always at least helpful. All right. So we have heart chakra, okay? So I think the thing is, you're suffering with some heartache here, and I think that the thing here is, a big part here is that you have some, this is a toxic situation for you. So you have that, you have a tie to this person that is really kind of an abusive tie, and unfortunately, it's hard to break that. And you may be in a position as well with a child and with an illness, of course, that makes it even harder. I do feel like right now, that this person is really pulling at your heartstrings, because I feel like this is something where you need heart healing, right? You need to surround yourself with something, people that you can count on, okay? So if you have anybody outside of that relationship, because that's kind of like one of those situations where it's a toxic bond, right? We know that, a narcissistic bond, right? And at this point, it might be impossible for you to break if you're saying it's that many years. So for you, if you've got somebody else, right, a best friend or a parent, a family member, a grown child, somebody in your life that you really can count on to really share your bare your heart and soul to. I think really at this point, that might be the best thing for you to do, is kind of try to spend as much time with that person as you can. You really need to kind of have somebody that you can lean on, that's going to be there for you emotionally, okay? Because that's really where you're being let down. Narcissists are going to let you down. I mean, you can only do what you can do, to a certain extent, but you need emotional support. And emotional support is not going to come from a narcissist. Let's be honest. Everything is about them and they make everything about them. That's bottom line. And you need somebody who's going to be emotionally nurturing to your heart, to your soul, for you. So if you have anybody that you can lean on like that, that's who you really need to be reaching out to this week. I think that's the most important thing. And if somebody's been kind of trying to contact you, maybe recently, friend, family member, something like that, and you really haven't, taken the time or had the chance to really get into a good conversation with any of them, I would recommend doing that. It can be really therapeutic just to have a conversation or vent to somebody that's really important with you. Let's see. You have grown sons that are in the military. Yeah, that's you really are having some rough times, huh? So, yeah, I mean, the only thing I can suggest, really, if you don't have anybody that you can talk to vent to, and of course, you're more than welcome to, text me or, message me. I will be more than happy to message you back or comment back to you, certainly. But, again, if there's somebody you can talk to, but otherwise, if you have any friends or something like that, really and truly, I think at this point, just getting something off your chest, just venting sometimes, I find is really therapeutic. I mean, certainly it's not going to solve your problem. I can't pretend to solve your problem. I can't even pretend to know the answer or what you're going through, honestly, because that's a lot. You've got a lot on your plate, bless your heart. But, sometimes if you can just vent and get it out there, it is helpful to a lot, of your emotions, right? Just to get it out. It's like when you cry, your brain really does release dopamine, right? Sometimes people are like, what does it solve to cry? Well, it really does actually make you feel better sometimes just to cry. So, sometimes it's good just to vent. That's why people go to therapists, right? But a friend or a family member, if you have one, it's free venting. I had a cousin, she was my best friend. She's going through some things herself, so I don't really get to talk to her anymore. She's kind of closed herself off, and I miss her so much because she was my venting buddy. Like, we were constantly venting about her narcissistic ex-husband and mine. And we were kind of dually going through the same thing. So a lot of times, if you can find somebody who might be going through something similar to you, that kind of understands at least partially what you're dealing with, that can be so huge because they kind of understand your vibe. They kind of understand what you're dealing with. And so, yeah, the therapy. My dad, when he did chemo, he got the option to do the therapy. He had colon cancer. He's still alive, of course. That was, thank goodness, knock on wood. That was 10 years ago now, and he's 89. So great news. But yeah, he did that too. He did the therapy. And so he got to talk to people, although he's not a talker. He's very much shut down. But his nurse at the time, her name was Sarah, that would give him the chemo, hook him up, and check his numbers, and gave him his Neupogen shot when he needed it, when his count was low, those kinds of things. She was so good at just listening. And sometimes he would just be like, I can't eat, and I'm having a bad day, and I can't sleep, and I've got aches and pains, and it was just things that he just wanted to complain about. And it made him feel so much better. I don't know why, but it just made my dad feel so much better. And I was like, whatever is working, whatever works for you is what you have to do. And no one should judge you for that, because you know what? We all have our own crosses to bear, and anybody who's judging you, they haven't walked in your shoes, they don't know you, so don't worry about it, right? Don't worry about it. You know what? Last night when I was in fetal position watching TV, RuPaul's Drag Race on my couch, because I was like, I want my 8-year-old because I'm lonely and sad and pathetic and tempted to call my ex-husband to take me to see a movie. Okay? Don't judge me. Okay? Don't judge me. Anyway, so anyways, I just wanted to come on here and have a moment about mental health, because if you do like mental health check-ins, and I had a couple people who did my survey on my little main page of my where you can subscribe to my channel and all that, and watch my videos and watch your tarot readings and all that great stuff. And I had a little survey there, and if you did mark that, a couple people did mark that they like the mental health check-ins every now and then with a little cup of tea and what have you. So I thought I would do that, because I do think it's important that people, realize that, we're not alone and we are together. And then this is more than just, a fun thing to watch or entertainment, that it is people kind of helping each other and giving advice and telling each other we're not alone. And, there's a lot going on in people's lives, and it's important that we're a community. So, anyway, I hope that, anybody who is watching this or did watch this got something out of it. And if you do like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more of these, let me know. I would love to do them, because, this is therapeutic for me. This is my venting. This is my venting about my last night's mental health breakdown for my son leaving me to go to grandma's. Okay, so while I'm still in a 2-year divorce. Okay, so that was that hot moment. And anyways, so I hope the rest of you, anybody who's watching, will have a great evening, and I hope to see you soon. I will pull another card though for anybody who watches a little bit later, or if anybody comes back. We'll do a past, present, future here fairly quickly on the cat cards, if I can see. You guys, my allergies are so bad anyway. And just see what kind of week we might be having coming for everybody. So we have the Empress, okay? We have the Devil, of course we do, in the present moment. And we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so with the Empress, I feel like you guys have really been kind of sitting there, kind of enjoying the fruits of your labor, right? I mean, for those of you who've had anything that's been going well for you, I feel like somebody's going to be coming in, right? Causing you drama, causing you problems. And this is kind of a warning to those of you who may see this, that there's going to be somebody who's going to cause you drama, a situation that might cause you drama, people that might try to cause you drama, trouble, issues, an ex, a bad person at work, a friend who's trying to undermine you, something of that nature. Just keep your eyes open, because it is going to cause you some stress. Okay. However, if you're prepped and primed and ready for it, I do think this is a jealousy issue, because where they've seen you kind of sitting as that Empress energy, I think that they are trying to kind of knock you off of that pedestal. So maybe if you've been doing good without them because it's an ex or it's a friend that's jealous or whatever, a lot of times that's the case. I do think that perhaps that's when they're going to try to knock you off your pedestal, and it's going to cause you some stress, but the more you can prep up against it, the more you can watch out for it, the better you will be. So kind of keep that in mind, keep your eyes open, make sure you know who you can trust and who your enemies are. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, and good luck to you. So I hope to see you all really, really soon. And Megan, thanks for all the comments, and I really, really hope that things will work out for you. So have a good one.